to be talking about container gardening, one of my favorites and passions here at Dutch Growers. So first up, we have taken this pot. Now you'll notice here that I've picked quite a large pot, and this is going to be going into a shady area. So I wanted to put an insert in it so it'd be easier to switch out between the different seasons, and then also if I needed to take it in and out throughout this early springtime to harden it off, I can bring it inside when those nighttime temperatures aren't quite warm enough, and then put it back outside without having to lift my heavy pot. So it's really important you take a pot that is as big as possible for your container. So that's really important. Make sure you have good drainage in your pot so that that extra water can drain out the bottom. And then I'm filling my container up with some nice great potting mix by ProMix. This potting mix is light, it's got wetting agents in it, so it's going to dry evenly from top to bottom. If you just take plain old garden soil, put it in your pot, you're going to find that the dirt is going to condense, and you're going to find your plants are not going to be successful in containers. We just water them so much in our containers that you have to really watch that, because the more you water, that soil is just going to compact and those roots can't get through. So make sure you spend a little extra money, get some good, nice potting mix so that your plants can thrive all season. Once you've got started there, I fill my container up so it's about a couple inches from the top, and then I start having fun with plants. When I'm coming to the garden center, you want to know where you are going to be planting in order to pick the right plants for your area. So a sunny area is a south or west exposure, a shady area is a north or east exposure. Unless you have a canopy of trees, then go out in your yard at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If you can see a shadow, you are in a full sun location. If you can't see a shadow at all, when you put your hand out, then that means you're in a shady location. So that's sort of a rule of thumb that 2 o'clock in the afternoon, if you have hot sun, you are in a full sun location. Make sure you choose plants for full sun so that you can be successful. So this area that I'm planting this for is going to be the east side, and so we're going to use some shade plants, and I've mixed and matched all different types of perennials, annuals, and tropicals into this container. So first up here we have an astilbe or a false spirea. This one's going to get a nice sort of burgundy flower on it. It is a perennial, so you can dig it out of your pot in the fall, plant it in the ground, and it will survive the winter. So I'm going to put this guy in the back as sort of our backdrop piece or our thriller in the back of our container. I love to use this. If you have a sunny area, you might want to use a grass, or even a canna lily would be perfect. Next up, I want to have sort of a feature plant. So I'm going to use this beautiful non-stop begonia. It's going to bloom all summer long. Absolutely fabulous. I love the tropical colors in this plant. We're going to stick this one right in front of the astilbe right here. Then next up, I have the beautiful croton. Now crotons you usually will see in a tropical environment growing in full sun, but they'll also do well in the shade. One thing to remember is the more sun you give them, the brighter the colors you're going to get on them. So this guy here is going to go right in the side of my container. I love how it will just play off the colors of this nice beautiful begonia. So there we go, my croton, my begonia, and my astilbe. Then we have a beautiful coral bells. This is also a perennial, also known as heuchera. And this guy here, we're going to stick him right back in behind my astilbe, and he's going to kind of get a little bit taller, bushier, but he'll spill over the side of my container a little bit. Next up is this beautiful annual. Some people will take them in as a houseplant too. Coleus, king of the shade in the annual department. I love the stunning colors, and I love how this lime green is just going to play off of this nice coral color here. So we're going to stick him just back in here beside the astilbe. He's going to grow nice and tall, so he'll be nice and bushy. Next up is our calibrachoas, our million bells. This one's called Diva Orange, one of the new colors for this season. I love the splashes of the tropical colors this year, and using the monochrome tones just looks beautiful in your pot. So I'm going to put that guy just off to the side here, and I might want to put another one off to the side, but I'm going to do something different on the other side. I like adding a little bit of an edible into my container so that when I come off the front steps, I also have a use and a purpose for my container. So having some nice strawberries all summer long is great. These ones here are your treasured berries, and one thing I love about these ones, they are an annual variety strawberry, but they will bloom in this nice little purplish red color or pink red color. And you will get a strawberry. They are an annual strawberry, so they are not hardy to Saskatchewan, but you will get strawberries all summer long. So I'm going to stick this little strawberry plant just on the side here so that when I come out in the morning, I can pick a few strawberries. Then I have the creeping Jenny. Creeping Jenny is a great plant, and it actually is a water plant. It's a perennial, and you can also use it in your containers. I love the lime green. I love how this will kind of drape and soften the edges of your container. A really beautiful plant. Next up is Silver Falls Dichondria. Again, a nice spiller in this silver color. It will spill over the front of the pot here, so I'm just gonna set that one in there. And then we're gonna, to match the other side, put another Creeping Jenny. Lime Goldilocks is the name of the color on this one. Stick it on this other side here. All right, so now that we have this container planted, we want to make sure we add some moisture to the container. So making sure you give it a good solid watering is really important. Also, if you want to use a transplanting fertilizer, something with a really high phosphorus in it will help get those roots going, get them established. And then you can switch to a 15-30-15 fertilizer. You can do that once a week to once every 2 weeks. For this guy here, he's got lots of tropicals in him and lots of greenery, so I do it every 2 weeks. For something with more petunias and lots of vigor in it, I would switch to a 20-20-20 fertilizer and do that once a week. We also have a nice slow release fertilizer that you can add on top of your container, and it will slow release all season long. So there you have it. Enjoy your container all season long in your pot. Water it often, fertilize it, give it lots of food, and if you enjoyed this video, we have more like it on our Instagram IGTV channel, or find us online at dutchgrowers.com.